In this video we're going to be talking about pen and block, how they actually work in PvP and how you can get more of it. The first thing you want to do is check how much pen and block your character has at the moment, and for that you can click here in your character page, and this is where you can check all the stats your character currently has, both defense and offensive stats. So for pen you can go right here into attack, and you can see here that I have this amount of P pen and M pen, and for defense these is the values you want to be looking at. We're going to start by talking about block and then about pen. So how does block work? If you click on each of these you're going to get a very brief description of what it actually does, and the same thing is for block right here. So basically when you're in PvP against someone, the game will compare your block values, and whoever has a higher amount of block gonna get a bonus, which is 30% chance of triggering block. If you successfully block an attack, you're gonna have a damage reduction. The amount of damage you will reduce for that attack is based on the difference between your block and theirs. So for instance, if I have 5,000 block and they have 4,500, this means that our difference in block is of 500. Since it's 0.1 per point of M block, I will be actually reducing 50% of damage taken for that successful block. This 30% cannot be changed. It doesn't scale with your block amount, but the amount of damage you reduced actually depends on your block value. How you get more of it, you actually gonna go here, and it's from curios. Each of them has a fixed value of a starting amount of block and pen, which can vary. It's always 2 lines, so it can be pen pen, pen block, block block. It depends on each curio. And in order to get more of it, you gotta star up them. You go here and you meet these requirements, which is star up stones, and up to 2 stars you just need more fragments of it, and then you get 2 things. The first thing you get is an increase in base stats for your passive bonus, which is also very important, and you get more pen, block, and whatever it's here in basic effects. So that's how you're going to be increasing the amount of block and pen you have in your character. Now we will talk about which one you should care about. For pen, it's very important that you increase your pen value, and we will see right now what it actually does. I am a Magicka player, so I care about M pen, and it's pretty much the same system in terms of comparing your stats against your opponent, just like block does. Whoever has higher pen gonna ignore M def or P def for P pen based on the difference between your stats. So if I have 5,000 pen, M pen, and my enemy has only 4,000, I will ignore 100% of their M def. The same thing for P pen. If I have 4,000 P pen and they have 4,500, they're gonna ignore 50% of my physical defense, my P def, which is right here. So it's a pretty good stat for PvP, gonna make you deal more damage, and in some cases you also want to raise the other type of pen, even if it's not the one corresponding to your path. I am a Magicka player, but it's also worth sometimes to increase your P pen, just so you make your enemies that have more pen than you deal less damage. But preferably, most of the time you will be focusing on your currently used pen. So if I do magical damage, I'm a Magicka player, I want to be focusing on M pen and M block. Block is actually not useful at all when you upgrade for the other path, because for instance, if I'm fighting against a Corporea player and I'm not really reducing the amount of physical damage they take, well, I'm actually am, but I don't deal physical damage because I'm a Magicka player. So my attacks are mostly magic damage. So there's no point in raising P block as a Magicka player, and there's no point in raising M block as a Corporea player. There's no situation where it's useful. For pen, it's a little bit different. There's a little of usefulness there, but it's also not as good as simply raising M pen if you're Magicka and P pen if you're Corporea.